Well, we did a thing. Right? Finally took a gamble on some LifePo batteries. Seems too good to be true to me, but I guess we'll find out. I mean, to get a 100 amp hour, 12 volt battery, and a charger for $200 is pretty crazy. It's definitely going to be the cheesiest that they could possibly be, right? I've got a couple of them running behind me. They've been charging for about 5 hours. These things do get pretty hot. It's putting off some heat. 7 amps, 14.6 volts. But, you know, for this price point, this is the lowest priced one that I could possibly find online. $200 with a charger for a 100 amp hour. LifePo battery. Let's see. It's supposed to have a 100 amp BMS in it. Amp hour, 1280 watts. All right. Well, I'm going to try to put these in a golf cart. 36 volt golf cart. We'll see how they do. Most of the batteries this size and of this construction, you know, or anywhere, are usually $400+ a piece per one. So I was looking at a pack of lead acid Trojans, and realistically you could get 6 of these for the price of a decent set of Trojans. These things are also extremely light compared to the lead acid batteries. But I bought these with my own money. These are not sponsored, so we own them. We can talk about them however we want. There's a bunch of these brands out now. I don't know if any of you guys have been doing any research on these. They're all over the place. This one's Fly Rower. There's also another company called Fly Power. All right. These other ones have been charging up for about 5 hours, so we need to get this one on charge tonight so it can charge up and we can put it in the golf cart tomorrow. Get our golf cart running again. We'll see how long they last in the golf cart. What do you guys think? It seems too good to be true. It really does. But, you know, there's a bunch of review videos on all kinds of batteries like this. There's guys that cut them open and check them out on the inside. Some of them aren't bad. Some of them are horrible. You know, but this is the cheapest one I could find that came with a charger. And another thing that's cool about this is it has the USB ports already in the side of it. Some of them only come with gauges. But this one is a standalone battery on its own. I was looking at a 36 volt pack as one unit for the golf cart, but I decided just to get these in case it doesn't pan out and I need a much larger pack, which I'm probably going to need a larger pack, but we'll see what happens. If it doesn't pan out, I can still use these as standalone power sources and I can break it up. The 36 volt pack as one, your options are limited. I mean, other than putting it on an inverter off a solar system, there's not really much more you could do with it as 36 or 48 volt. These things are going to be pretty versatile. You know, you could use them in independent rooms, run TVs, whatever, fans. You know, mostly what I would probably do with this is run fans for a long period of time. But we'll see how they do. We'll get this one on charge and see what's going on. Well, they're going. We'll let them charge up. These lugs seem pretty nice. You know, on the outside. But we'll see what kind of runtime we can actually get out of these, if any of at all. I mean, these things have been charging for 5 hours. The juice is going somewhere, right? They're still cold to the touch. Everything seems all right. So we'll let them go, get them charged up, and then get them in the cart in the morning after we get the old pack out and get it cleaned up. But if these things do pretty good, I might just buy 3 more of them, because at this price point, you really can't beat it. 7 amp chargers. I mean, it's kind of a good thing that you're charging them all individually, because each one is getting balanced on its own with its own charger. You know what I mean? It's not overheating one and working to the other. Like, you could probably get a 36 volt charger for lithium iron phosphate, and you know, probably be like 10 amps. Well, this is 7 amps each charger, so you know, you're talking 21 amps. They should charge up pretty good, pretty quick. I mean, it's probably going to take 6 to 8 hours, I guess. They must have been ran down pretty low. I think they ship these things around 30%. Is that a law? Put it in the comment section if you know about that. Is that something to do with the shipping? They have to ship lithium ion at 30%. That's what it seems like. Alright, we'll be back in the morning. Get our golf cart going again. Well, they're charged up. It says they're good for electric vehicles. Alright. Well, the wind's blowing. Still raining. Let's see if we can get these batteries out of here. Get these new ones hooked up. See what they do. See how well they are. I don't know. Like I said, it said in the last video, seems too good to be true, but I don't have a lot of experience with LifePo, so. Is there a mouse nest in that? Hope not. Okay. I mean, realistically, you would want to buy the ones that are shaped like this. They're probably 150 amp hour, and each one of them is probably 400 plus, from what I've been seeing. To get ones that are actually grade A cells, well, they say they are, you know, you're going to spend some money, that's for sure. Yeah, here's the light, headlight. But let's get these disconnected and ripped out of here. We can get these new ones in. There's definitely gonna have to be some modification done. I'm gonna have to probably cut this one brace on the frame out, but we ain't worried about it. It's falling apart anyway. It's all just junk around here. We just keep putting band-aids on it. Story of our lives, right? One band-aid after the next. I tell you what, just the weight savings in lithium is crazy. These things are so heavy. Each one of these things is probably 60, 65 pounds or something. Because these are 120s. These ones are 2020. So they made it 3 years. But I have done a lot of dumb stuff off of these. You know, I've started a lot of vehicles, diesel tractors, running them on 18 volt. So I've put a whooping on them. And I was telling myself when I was doing it that I should be alternating from side to side, but I primarily only went off one side. I think this side. So I probably did the whooping on them. Plus this battery tray's falling apart. This golf cart's junk. Oh, it's really falling apart. These things are freaking heavy, man. Oh my God. This thing's definitely needing a team lift. There ain't no team here. Alright, this tray is destroyed, boy. God. Corrosion. That one side over there is still good. Alright. You'll feel that in your shoulders. Probably, I don't think we can because of the gas pedal, right? Jeez. The only thing holding the controller in place is the throttle pedal. Well, I guess this thing's going to need some sort of help. Put it back together. Well, we got the welder in the garage. I guess later this afternoon we'll get these batteries out. We'll push it over there and try to weld a piece of angle in here and stiffen this thing back up over here. Probably take most of this out. I believe these support brackets here are going to have to come out. Yeah. Well, I'm going to say they're every bit of 65 a piece. So, what's that add up to? A lot, right? Almost 400 pounds there. Let's see what these other ones weigh. Well, they're barely 25 pounds a piece. I don't know. Still kind of seems too good to be true. Well, we got them cleaned up. You can see we've been in here before fixing this one. Really, that side needs some work too. Might last a little bit longer. But this side, we definitely got to do something here. We're going to have to find a piece of angle iron and replace this thing. Well, let's go see if we got some metal to put in there. Well, would you look at that? I knew we kept this piece of metal for something. Gotta be ready for that catch. Well, we're definitely going to have to work on that back corner a little bit there. Add some sort of metal there. These things, I cleaned off the tabs off the old pieces. I should be able to hold it up there and tack it onto it. And I get it in there and square it up. But we're definitely going to have to cut another little small piece of metal for back there. So we'll get that done, clean all this up, get it burned in, and get these batteries hooked up, huh? Well, we got the foundation put back in there. Good enough for us anyway, for the farm life. Now we gotta get these batteries in here and get them wired up, and then we can go for a cruise. I'm going to run this battery sideways for now. It looks like it'll clear everything. This is all wood anyway. You know, we're going to have to come in here and put the chargers probably over here. I can find a spot for the chargers if they seem to work out. These things are not waterproof. I wouldn't think through all these ports. I don't see no, you know, weather packing or anything. So I'm gonna have to do something in this wheel well here. You know, I don't really go in too much wet situations, but as you can see, it gets pretty dirty under here. So we might want to just tape them up. We probably need to spin this one around because all the stuff is on this side. So we want to put this to the front. Kind of changes the way we're going to have to run the wires, but it's not that big a deal. It's much more important to keep this clear and from getting wet. I mean, let's wire it up. We got some of this good stuff that came out of a storage locker. It's like, what is this stuff? 0 gauge or something? It's pretty big. It's going to be long enough to make it. Might have to find a different one. Got some Mac Daddy memory to it, that's for sure. Alright. They're so light, man. It's crazy. They're gonna slide all over the place as soon as you hit the brakes. These things are fresh. The golf cart doesn't even have 8-gauge wires on it. This is only a 200 amp controller, I believe, from what I remember. So they're supposed to have 100 amp EMSs in them. I just don't think the run time's going to be very long, but it might be double what a comparable 12 volt lead acid battery this size would do. It probably would double the distance of that, so it's gonna move. It's just for how long. Can't find no information online. Ain't nobody doing any update videos really. Tons of reviews of all these different battery brands, but there ain't too many 1 year, 3 year later. That thing might need a washer or something. That terminal probably should really be swapped out, but we'll see what happens. We're going to be back in here. We got to get the chargers ran if it works and it's worth doing. So we're still in experimental stage right now, right? We got to make sure it goes farther than 3 miles. Right. Pretty sure this chassis is not grounded, so this is going to end up dragging. Very questionable connections, that's for sure. Another thing that I think burned this cart up was the key got broke off in the ignition. And with these carts, if the ignition is left on and there's a, oh, there goes a bolt. Yay! Now we get to crawling around. But anyway, if you leave the ignition on and the main contactor contacts on the cart, it'll just sit there and creep. And like if you got the brake locked, you're just sitting there burning juice, smoking the thing. And unless you have people trained to turn the switch off every time they get off it, which everybody usually does around here, you know, it'll be all right. But when the switch is broken and nobody turns the switch off, you know, we're gonna have to cut some wood, because the first time we hit the brakes, these things are going flying. All right, contact. You see, we don't have power going to the ignition switch, so we're probably gonna have to take that positive off again. Actually, hook up our power to the ignition switch, but it'll be all right. Get this ignition switch here we got going on. That's janky, huh? Nothing but the best. Probably should lube up the pedals or something too. This thing's been sitting a while. It's returning. See, the pedal's kind of worn out. These things get a lot of miles put on them, man. You wouldn't really think it, but over the years, I've seen them where like the pedals are completely wore off from cleats from the golf course. All right, we gotta hook this guy up. I'll wrench it up. All right. Enough chit chat. Let's get going. I don't know how hard you should reef on them. All right. Let's see if it'll move. Will it come back to life? We need this wire to go here. Okay, and then let's see. Well, might help if we put it in forward and reverse, right? Woo! All right, she's hot. It is still creeping, so we need to do some work on that. That's definitely a must. Let's go for a ride. Oh, faithful. Oh yeah. Oh, we gotta clean this thing off. It just sounds like a rattle trap. Nope. Definitely got to strap them down. They ain't got no weight to hold nothing. Zip ties, right? It's going. So far, we'll see. Play with it the rest of the day and keep. The problem is I don't have a gauge, so we're probably gonna have to go till they brick. I gotta make sure the pedal comes back up. Shuts off. We're losing everything out of the dashboard now. All right, well, let's try reverse because I think reverse is slower. Still good. All right, I guess we got to ride her till it bricks. Mission accepted. Well, it went around the hood a few times. Been around the fields. Seems like they're recouping pretty good. We put some safety zip ties to hold them back, and we rigged all the chargers up onto this chunk of aluminum with a power strip, so we can just plug a cord into it. So each battery is individually ran on its own charger. So we'll see how it does. Alright, y'all, hit that thumbs up, subscribe. It's went more than 3 miles, that's for sure. We'll do an update though. Give me a week.